It's the beer video, and Helen was just talking to somebody about J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah. I think uh I think Tolkien suffers from the same thing as Lovecraft, where it's like,
Not the racism.
well, Tolkien like Tolkien's like a little bit racist in the sense of like, oh, okay, this is like a man of his time kind of thing.
Yeah,
Um, Not as frightened of Italians, obviously, but like, yeah, he
yeah.
suffers from like he's got a whole like fucking league of like C tier imitators. So I think like that's what puts pe a lot of people off.
That's fair. Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
yeah, it's kind of the same thing with Robert E. Howard, who wrote the original Conan stories. Um, I feel like a bit of an outlier as like kind of a, lefty feminist who like loves Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying, but how do I justify this? Uh,
Oh, do you want me to go on a tear about this? I absolutely will. I
oh,
will.
oh, please.
Oh yeah. Okay, so well, I'm just speaking about not the Robert E. Howard stories, which kind of go up and down in quality. The Worms of the Earth, good story, like real like creepy body horror kind of shit. Love it.
I hate
But
body horror, so but yeah, that's all right.
actually, like, I think his love interest, Valeria, is one of the best love interests in 80s movies. Like, because I'm sorry, I'm getting wound up. Um, so, you know, she doesn't give up her mercenary work, when she gets like together with Conan. What she
Yeah,
said, like, I didn't want to be so lonely anymore. And like, that's totally legitimate. And like, she's just like, she doesn't like fucking want to go home and bake bread or some shit. She's just like,
yeah,
just wanted to share my life with someone. And like at the end of the day, like she gets killed by the big bad, right? Like, and that gives Conan some motivation and he cries about it, and that's a big deal.
yeah,
And but like she appears like actually as a ghost to like save his ass. And like I think that's really cool. Like, it's not that like being in love with this man like made her want to be a mom or whatever.
yeah,
It's she still wants to be a fighter and she still like wants to live her life the way she wants. She just like wants to share it with someone who cares about her.
yeah,
And I that's really cool.
yeah. She
And
found a partner that she appreciated and wanted to be with, and didn't have to compromise who she was.
exactly, like, and he doesn't ask her like, oh, will you be like my little fucking housewifey?
Yeah,
Like, he's like, oh, this girl's like super cool. Like, he appreciates her on the level of like she's a skilled fighter and she cares about him. Like, she's like a good person and like can like fucking slit some guys throat.
yeah. Who wouldn't want that?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, from a artistic standpoint, a story and a character way ahead of its time. Just because, boy, if you tried to explain that to certain people today, the wailing and gnashing of teeth that would happen uh, over it.
Absolutely call Valeria a Mary Sue. Like, oh my God. So I don't know if you're familiar with this series. I'm a big fan of the Dragon Age series of video games. There's a new one coming out in October. I am so excited. But yeah, like there's a bunch of people like getting salty about it because like
Of
there's
course.
when the character creator to choose your pronouns,
Yeah, yeah. How offensive? Oh no.
right?
Oh no. I,
And the, oh, I'm just like. I played the shit out of Dragon Age Inquisition when it came out 10
Me,
years ago.
me too. I did, yeah.
Oh, you did too.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have some thoughts then. Um, yeah, and it's like, oh my God, like why are you people pretending you didn't lose your shit about there being like a trans man side character and like,
Yeah.
black like military members in that game. Like you absolutely like lost your shit at that time and you're like, "Oh, well, Dragon Age has just now lost me." Like, no, it didn't.
Yeah. You just weren't paying attention then. You just weren't in that point of the culture, or you weren't at that point in the culture war then, so that you weren't fucking paying attention. And now it's an issue and you're gonna complain.
I think they're doing like no, they totally remember that happening and like they totally made a YouTube video about it then too. It's just like, they're trying to pretend like, oh no, like, oh
Oh,
boy.
yeah, I'm not saying like I know some people complained about it. I'm saying there's gonna be those people that are like newcomers that, because people discover games, at different periods of time. Like not everybody comes in on the ground level when a game comes out. And there's gonna just gonna be those people that will stumble upon it because of the new game or whatever it is, and then retroactively try to fit their little fucking criticism into, this game that's been out for 10 years that is not impacting your life at all. Other than giving you a fucking cool game to play.
Yeah, I mean, at least I've seen some of the like previews of how the game works, like the mechanics and stuff and the plot, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it. So I have to admit I pre-ordered, which may be a mistake on my part, but we'll see.
Well, I'm currently playing Star Wars Outlaws, and I may have mentioned this before on one of these videos. I don't remember. Um, I know people. It's a Ubisoft game. I know, I know. But I was really excited about this because it's an open world game, and Star Wars doesn't really. There's really no Star Wars games like that, and to me, it was sort of like reminded me of a God of War, Zelda, whatever, where you kind of, you can go around and collect. You can like you can play the game for 2 hours where you're just collecting shit. Um,
Sure. Hey, we're gonna take a sojourn into
I
my
was wondering what the fuck was happening.
yeah, no. Because I just remembered I forgot to grab a glass. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
Mhm.
So Outlaws, if you're just playing like the main storyline, like the main whatever of the game, the main character is a girl. Okay. Um, so I
Oh,
was
a female.
Yeah. I was going to look something up about the game. I was trying to Google something about the game. And whenever I don't know, if you type in Star Wars Outlaws, whatever, you'll get like the top questions, like the top Google questions people have asked about the game or whatever it is. And one of the main questions was, can you play as a boy? Like, oh my God,
Um,
fuck off. If it's that hard for you to have to deal with playing a female character, I don't know, dude. Go play the UFC game where you can fight naked men and crawl all over each other, and that maybe that's more your liking. And if it is, that's fine, obviously. But I feel like we are, I don't know, protesting too much, or maybe a little afraid to examine some things about ourselves that we're uncomfortable with.
sorry, I dropped my phone. Yeah. Yeah, apparently like some clown invoked the name of my jujitsu gym, like leaving a homophobic comment on a trans-friendly jujitsu gym's reel. Like, not that my gym isn't trans-friendly, but like,
No, yeah.
yeah, there's a gym like kind of up in the northern burbs, I want to say.
Hmm.
Yeah, some guy like was like, oh, me and the boys from like my gym are gonna show you what's what, put that rainbow belt to the test. And like the head teacher at that gym sent that to my head teacher, and like he sent us all an email because this is from like some throwaway account with
Yeah.
like no identification. information. He's like, look, I don't know if this is actually someone from here, but like if it was, you guys need to knock that shit off.
Yeah. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Down with the gays. Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like we all know about how skilled you are.
I, so dumb. It's so dumb. It's just the stupid testosterone, which is one of the worst one of the worst things in the world. I guess it's an ingredient of our bodies. Um,
Man,
yeah.
in the first place. Like he was probably one of those fucks that like was, kind of mediocrely okay in high school wrestling and like assumed he would just smash everyone because of it. I don't know. I just it it's a weird sport to be homophobic in because like it involves a lot of like cuddling other men if you're a
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
And be like, like my gym in particular is very chill with the gays. Like one of my fellow blue belts there actually just competed. So and he's like quite openly gay.
Good.
So like fucking chill out, asshole.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, culture wars. Good thing there's not presidential candidates stirring them up. Beer, Helen.
Yes,
I don't remember who went first last week.
I think it was you.
I thought it was too. And it's better for you to go, well, it's probably better for you to go first this week because I made a little bit of a fuck up with my beer, but that's okay. It's not really a fuck up, but I should have made a better choice.
Well, I picked this beer honestly for the name. So this is from Wild Mind Ales, and it is Starry Wisdom.
Ooh.
So, for all you Lovecraft heads out there, you're probably pissing your pants right now. But for those of you who are not, um, Starry Wisdom is the name of the church in the Lovecraft story Haunter of the Dark. Um, so they invoke Yog-Sothoth, who kills the protagonist, I think, in Haunter of the Dark. Yeah,
I don't know if I remember that story, so I'm learning along with you. I know
yeah,
a lot of Lovecraft, but I don't remember that one. Of course, my brain is the worst.
yeah. Actually, Haunter of the Dark in part is composed of diary entries of this guy. Uh,
Okay.
I just remember like I see it coming, Hellwind, Titan Blur, three-lobed burning eye. Okay, well, I poured that poorly. You can
Wait, what kind of beer? You may have said, and I don't remember. What kind of beer is it?
mixed culture saison.
Ah, okay. Perfect.
Okay, well, let's dribble this down the side.
What's the name of the brewery again?
Wild Mind.
Wild Mind. Okay. I'm going to type that into my phone so that when I post this, I will remember.
Yeah, no, I like this can art a lot. Reminds me of Color Out of Space. Not the movie, which I haven't seen yet, though I keep meaning to, but uh,
I haven't either.
short story.
Aha. All right. I found it.
Mm, kind of a lightly spicy scent. I'm excited about
Ooh.
this. I need a second sip for a full opinion here.
Always a good idea. That's why I always listen to a record more than one time before I review it.
Mm, mm, this is really good.
Things are going well.
Yes, things are going well. It's a standard saison taste, a bit more of a funky note, I think. Um, I think, yeah, it's a bit drier. Like a lot of saisons end up kind of sweet. Like
Yeah.
you've had saison before, I assume.
Yeah.
Oof, sorry.
That's another reason you know it's good.
Yeah, I'm burping. I'm burping good. Um,
this is off subject. No, it's not really, but I, for most of my life, up until like the last year or two, I would burp once or twice a year. My body just didn't do it. I don't know why. It just wouldn't. In the last year or two, my body has unlocked and realized, oh, we can burp, and now I can't stop. Ta-da. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Um, this is good. Reminds me of like kind of a dry white wine almost.
Huh.
Like kind of got those nice fruit flavors ish, but yeah, it's got the, it says on the side here it's bone dry finish. And yeah, I would agree there.
There you go. What's the is I assume the ABV is kind of low, right?
It actually is about middling. It's like
Oh,
6.3%.
okay. All right.
Huh.
Yeah. I see. I normally tend to find at least the saisons that I have run into tend to be like in the 4 to 5 range, but not that that matters. It was just
They tend to be pretty light. Not sure why this one's a bit on the heavier side, at least for a saison, but hey.
yeah. No, that's good. But oh, hey, see now I'm burping again. See this? My body loves it. It can't get enough.
I'm scope out your shirt there.
Oh, so I am wearing an Inter Arma shirt.
Oh, nice.
It
Yeah.
is for their new album. I think their new album's called New Heaven. So I'm wearing the shirt because I feel like this record is flying under the radar. I feel like it's not being talked about enough, so I'm gonna fly it a little bit above the radar by wearing this shirt and encourage everybody to listen to the new Inter Arma record. It's very, very good. And I just feel like I don't know, it's been a weird year for metal because there's been a lot of middle of the road stuff that's kind of not memorable, but the good stuff's been really good. Um,
Yeah, when Matt and I were at Roadburn, we saw Inter Arma playing a set of Neil Young
that's
covers.
right. Yep.
Yeah, with Meg from Couch Slut.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. No, just delightful.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Uh, the only thing I'm sad about nuking my Twitter account is I don't get to see Meg talk about stuff.
Yeah, you know what? I have not refollowed her on Twitter yet because I just have a small account where I literally just follow pro wrestling and football news and that's it. I'm not I don't have any followers. Everybody is blocked from following me. I don't follow anybody other than these accounts. That's it. Because I just want it to be I just I don't want the bullshit.
I basically have my old titty pictures account, which I don't post titty pictures on anymore, but I log in sometimes just so I can read like Twitter threads, but yeah, I don't like engage on there anymore.
Maybe I should start posting tit photos.
Mm, I should maybe post it photos again. I don't know.
Let's all post tit photos this week. Everybody watching this video, let's all post tit photos this week. And
Yeah,
don't come back until you've done it.
yeah, I don't know. That was an easy, what, $30 a month I used to get, but
There you go. Yeah,
eh,
yeah. You're
I,
wearing a Balls of Raro shirt.
I felt like it worked out to less than minimum wage.
It's because you have to show more than tits.
Like it's like you got to think of like themes for your titty pics and
Yeah. What are you gonna do? It's hard work. It is hard work. So Falls of Raros. That
yeah,
is the shirt you're wearing, in
yeah.
case you didn't know.
So I love Falls of Rose. I think
Me
they're
too.
good. And like I think it's crazy that like I remember seeing like little like poster ads for their demo like
Yeah.
when they put that out when I was living in Maine like years and years ago, and now they're like one of the most respected black metal bands in the US.
I saw them on New Year's Eve a few years ago with a very, very young, fresh out of the womb Pyrites as one of the openers. And that was a fantastic New Year's Eve. I was home by 11 o'clock. It was great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Um, okay, well, my beer. So I put the wrong beer in. I bought a couple beers as potential beer video choices, and I put the wrong beer in. So I am doing Evil Genius again, 2 weeks in a row. That's the fuck up. I would have liked to have put some space in between me reviewing Evil Genius beers, but whatever. Not the end of the world. But I've never had this beer. And this beer is called Trick or Treat. It is a chocolate pumpkin porter. Um, let's see. Where's the ABV? Um, Maybe they didn't list it. I know sometimes if beers don't have a real high ABV, they just won't list it. Or it's here and I'm just not seeing it. Uh, Whatever. I'm drinking out of my Steelers glass after they systematically destroyed the fucking Chargers today. Um, and your Vikings destroyed Houston.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I heard people hollering about it in bars we were at, and it's just like, well, all right, well, good for them, I suppose.
I was watching and like our best player, we have like one of the best defensive players in the league. And there was a play where this guy, he just completely torched this rookie tackle. And as I saw him coming for their quarterback, I actually yelled out loud, "Oh no." Because not that I mean, I was happy that he was about to destroy their quarterback, but I was like, "Oh my God, this poor kid is going to die." Um, Whoa, it smells boozy. It smells boozy and hoppy. Oh shit, this beer is haunted. I didn't know that. Don't drink it. Yes, you know it's a dark roasty porter with cinnamon. Oh, clove. That's what I'm smelling. I'm smelling clove. That's actually what I'm smelling. Nutmeg and chocolate, and it tastes amazing. I'll be the judge of that. But don't drink it. It's haunted. Okay, whatever. Here we go. Funny enough, I'm getting more of the clove on the aroma. Um, it's very clovey as far as the aroma goes. Um, Really nice, dark, smooth taste. Um, as far as thickness, not too bad. I generally tend to worry, especially if this is a low ABV porter. Those a lot of times tend to drink kind of thin. And I hate that. I just hate that feeling in my mouth. It's always the most disappointing thing whenever you drink a porter or a stout and it's like watery thin. But this is not like that, so I appreciate that. Nice bitterness. Um, if you would have given me this beer and not told me what it was, I don't know that I would have guessed it was a pumpkin chocolate porter. Um, I guess there is some of the bitterness that I guess you can say has some chocolatey notes in it. To me, it's not screaming out that it's chocolate. Um, I guess I'm getting a little bit more than nutmeg now. Now that I talk and like sort of the taste is permeating my senses a little bit, I'm getting a little bit more than of the nutmeg. I'm sorry, the clove, not the nutmeg. Um, as far as nutmeg goes, I would say it's a hint. I was a little nervous about this because I think a lot of times with these pumpkin beers that they just sort of tend to liberally pour in as much goddamn nutmeg as they possibly can. And to me, whoa, almost spilled it. To me, that kind of kills the taste. So it's subtle enough that it's not pounding me about the head and torso with nutmeg, so that's good. It's tasty and pleasant. Certainly a beer that has some autumnal vibes, which is fitting. Um, yeah, overall pretty good. I would say it's something that I would visit again. I just need to figure out what the ABV is, which doesn't matter at this point, but yeah, not too bad. This is pretty good. So that's 2 for 2 for Evil Genius, and congratulations. I don't know. Um, yeah. Hey, remind me whenever we're done off the air. I have to tell you about a metal record I heard this week that I'm not at liberty to discuss in public yet. I literally had to agree to that for them to give me access to this, but I need to tell you about it. So sorry, everybody out there. I will in a couple weeks. If somebody reminds me, I'll mention what this album is, but I can't do it right now. But just be excited. Um, I don't know. What else? What else? What else? What else is going on? Other
I
than,
haven't ranted about this week. God. Okay, so sex scandals on the rightward side of American politics hitting real hard and fast.
oh,
Um,
oh, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Gee, though, um, there was that journalist from New York Magazine who is on leave after being inappropriately involved with RFK Jr.
I don't get it. Okay. I know that the relationship wasn't physical. I get that. I know they said it was like there was a more of an emotional thing.
But still,
Why? What is happening? The man cut a whale's head off and drove it around with it on his car. He eats roadkill. What is wrong?
well, you saw that shit about Matt Gaetz too, right?
Wait, is there a new Matt Gates thing?
Oh yeah.
This I may have missed.
Uh-huh. He was apparently at a drug and sex party where a 17-year-old girl was getting pimped out.
Yeah, I wish I could be surprised by that.
What's that saying about how every accusation is a
It's a
confession?
confession. It really is. It's not a cliche. It's fucking that's the truth. Like, I don't know. I, it's so much to the point where I think that um JD Vance is eating a dog. There's also the video of him playing that buck shooting game that somebody on TikTok pointed out why his entire video is bullshit.
What that made me want to do was like test his blood with a hot wire like they do in the Thing.
Oh yeah. No, that's a good idea. I definitely think that should happen. I thought you were leading off with Mark Robinson. That's where I thought we were starting with.
Oh God, no, no.
We've finally broken Helen. It took was Mark Robinson. My God.
No. Someone excerpted his posts from that porn website and I read them because I hate myself.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. They know how to pick them.
You know what's incredible to me is like, okay, so like I could understand if like the psycho was like a throwaway candidate in a race that
Right.
he was gonna either like 100% lose or 100% win.
Yeah.
Like this is actually a fairly competitive race,
Yeah.
and they put up like pornography Hitler.
Yeah.
What?
Mhm. Yep. That's what's happened. Nice going, guys. Nice, nice going. Really know how to pick them. What a winner. And I loved his explanation where he was like, well, you know, AI these days. AI doesn't do that. AI does not sign you up for porn websites and comment. That's not what AI does. That
Can
doesn't happen.
I talk about how great it is when your sister-in-law licks your balls? That's a word I just said.
Yeah, you just did. You did. But it's not your fault. You didn't originate the saying. You're just repeating something that somebody, just running for a very high public office said.
Okay, so do you remember the name of that guy that like was trying to like get gay sex in a bathroom and like his excuse was like, "Oh, I have a wide stance when I'm peeing." You know who I'm talking about?
You know what? I don't remember this one, but there's been so fucking many of these. It's hard to remember them all.
Oh, I just remember this because he did it in the Minneapolis
Oh,
airport.
well, yeah, I can see why you'd remember that. Maybe I wouldn't.
That was his name. Wide stance.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. As the owner of one of those pieces of equipment, that doesn't make any sense at all.
The joke I saw about it at the time was least plausible public denial of buggery since Liberace.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. This is 7.8, by the way. I looked it up. Trick or treat, 7.8% alcohol. And I was wondering why I was starting to feel a little buzzy, and that's why. Because it's a little bit more powerful than I thought it was. Um, yeah, I don't think we can possibly top this with anything else that we were going to say. So let's just leave it at, like Helen said, every accusation is an admittance, and stop voting for these people because I know. Look, I know. I'm not saying that the Democrats are always great. They're often spineless. They keep talking about fracking.
The Democratic Party can include both, well, Kirsten Sinema or Kirsten Sinema?
You know.
Am I
Although
saying
she's not anymore, right? Didn't she go independent?
she
But she
did,
was, but she was.
but it did include both her and AOC, so
Yeah.
I feel like that's a tent so big as to be effectively meaningless.
Yeah. It's yeah. Well, everyone, I don't know about you, but I need 14 beers, so go have one and you know, don't go on to weird porn sites and then use a well-known handle and email address and say weird shit that might one day come out in public. Or don't say it at all.
Pornography you want. Just don't claim to be part of the party of family values.
And there you go. All right, everyone, we're going to be back next week, God willing. And I don't know, go
In
what's that?
oh, it means God willing, I think. Inshallah. Inshallah.
Sure. Yeah, I believe it. Go stare straight at the moon. See ya.